Welcome everyone, it's Rob. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in the chat box and we know that you can, I would greatly appreciate it. Morning, Helen. Thank you, Andrew. Hey, good afternoon, Kevin. Morning. Good morning, Erica. Morning, John. Welcome, one and all. All right. All right. Well, as we get started, let's do Camaria. Think we got it. There we go. I probably have to open it up. There we go. All right. Welcome, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope it's been a good trading day today. Erica said, I like today's topic. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. As we get started here, keep in mind everything we look at is for education. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. If you find something you like, anything, make sure it fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance before ever taking on that trade, that setup, or that indicator. All right. So what do we got happening this week? Got Inner Circle this evening at 7 p.m. Trading You is tonight at 8 p.m. I've got a really good topic for that tonight. Mastermind is tomorrow. We continue on our day trading rules. Then we've got Trade Watch Alerts Q&A coming up on the 12th. We've got a big surprise there for you. On the 14th, we've got the next in Tripp's completion of the foundational classes or trainings on covered calls, which is basically how he trades covered calls. Power option plays, covered call, E-mini think tank are all on the regular schedule. Online workshops, power hour, and trading coaches playbook are as well. And then we've got patterns that provide. Tony's got 2 more classes left on the 11th and the 13th of June. Do not miss out. Do not pass go. Do not collect your $200. Get to this class. Rob, I got a rehearsal dinner for my daughter's wedding, postponing. Right? I don't know what to tell you. Oh, good for you, Stephanie. Stephanie, did you, Stephanie said she just ordered a computer from NTI. Did you work with Len? L-E-N? Len, is that who helped you? Yes? All right, fantastic. So guys, just to deviate for a second on what Stephanie's saying, is if you go to the website, you go over to trading resources, and then the trading resources, you scroll down, and you get to NTI computers. Guys, every computer I have in my house, with the exception of my laptop, comes from NTI. The computer I have here that I'm working on now, my 6-pack, the 2 monitors that are on the side that are non-trading, the 4-pack that we have in the office, it is all from NTI. So buy computers where you want. These guys are experts at trading systems. And the reason I bring it up, well, Stephanie's saying she just got one there, but the reason I bring it up to you is when I first had a problem with my computer, the first system I had bought from them, I don't remember who had given me the info. And it was 3 years after the warranty was gone. I called them up and said, hey, I got 6 monitors, but only 2 are working. So we're diagnosing. He goes, the video card is bad. I said, okay, can I get another card? He goes, well, we don't actually sell them. Hold on. He gets on Amazon. He goes, here, this would be a duplicate or a copy of what you need. Get this, because you've got a 6-pack in the way we configured your system. If you can't install it, call us back. And I got to put it in, of course, and you can't get it to work. Call us back and we'll help you with drivers and setting up and so forth, which I needed to. Call them back. He never said, oh, you have to pay me. Nothing. They did a great job for me. And that's when we forged a business relationship where if someone's looking for computers, and we don't really promote it, you don't see emails come out about it. It's on our resource page for you guys and gals. So 4 monitor, nice. There you go. There you go. I love it. I love it. And he helped you pick the monitors on Amazon. See what I'm talking about, guys? He could have sold her the monitors, instead helped her pick out the monitors from Amazon. It's just they're a really good company to have in your back pocket when it comes to trading. Don't get me wrong. Somebody said, well, Rob, I build my own. You know, is Robert in here today? I'm not sure. I don't see him. But at the same time I bought mine, Robert was building his. It's not that you can't build your own. I've done it many times. I've built my own. Actually, I sold computers. For those of you, boy, I'm going to date myself. If you know what Computer Shopper is, there's a magazine that was about that thick, and you could find computer components in there. I built a business building and selling computers from components out of that magazine. So I get the doing it yourself stuff. But there's nothing like someone that already knows the best parts to use and puts it all together, stands behind it, drivers, all that good stuff. So Yeah, there you go. All right. Did I miss anything? No. All right, good, good. So here's our follow us page. Make sure you are following along, keep up with the latest and greatest. Last week, Sean and I recorded, I want to say 15 new TikTok videos and one YouTube video as well last week. So we've got a lot of stuff in the hopper on top of everything else that we pull off. The Trade with Rob and whatnot is constantly out there. Right, here's the Trading Boss Manifesto. You can download this on the main page, the Wealth Builders page. You can download it on robertjroy.com, and you can download this on tradinglikeaboss.com. Oh my goodness, Marty, welcome back, my friend. It has been a while. I mentioned Robert's name and pop, there's Marty pops up in there. How you doing, Marty? Been a while, but I'm back. I love it. I love it. Doing great. All right, fantastic. Good, good. This is Tony's class coming up. Discover how to locate the most profitable chart patterns in patterns that provide. So make sure you go ahead and register. Andrew has already dropped the link in for that. So make sure you guys grab that and get to that class, right? So what trades have you all done today? Let me know what you did. Drop them in the chat box. Let's see what you did for today. I know many of you are already prepping them and dropping them, getting ready to drop them in, but drop in those trades, whatever you did. Like John's in here, and I knew John would have his trades already. Wheel of Fortune, Riley, Naked Put, GME, and Beyond, cash flow of $1,800. We may talk GameStop, but we have some time today. Yeah, so Tripp said the indices were still trying to decide what to do, so I scalped Unity, U and D-Dog, 11.9% on U in 4 minutes, and 63.4% on D-Dog in 9 minutes. Very nice. Very nice. Stephanie said SPX bull credit spread. So bull put about 70% profitable right now. Nice. I love it. I love it. I've got one trade that went off today, which was NVDA. I'm not going to talk about it because NVIDIA is our topic today. So I'll use that inside of there. But some of you are going to be very much surprised, amazed, in awe when you go, wait a second, NVIDIA's options are only how much to trade now? There has been an adjustment in price, so that's part of it, okay? So keep that in mind. And remember, folks, when I ask for trades, funded, not funded, I don't care what they are. As far as I'm concerned, they're all non-funded. Mine is non-funded. Everybody's non-funded. That's how we keep SEC compliant, okay? Speaking of which, if any of you are worried about, advertising and being compliant and so forth, send a message to support and say, hey, I want to know about that book that Rob has got that helps you with this. And I will let you guys in on exactly who it is. It is a phenomenal book. I just bought it for my entire team. It's basically what you can and cannot say, right? So if you're doing any of that stuff anywhere, paper, advertising, online, emails, make sure you reach out. For the $10, it's well worth it. Scott said, unfortunately, I spent $40 total on 2 trades on IWM. I felt a little off today. Yeah, and I think, part of it too is, as Tripp said, you can't really get good direction. I think there's a lot happening with NVIDIA right now. There's a couple of mergers out there. There's this guy that's going crazy on GameStop right now with 600 gazillion shares that he's owning and testifying in front of Congress. And, where's the scam? What are we going? And they asked, what do you go after him for? Someone just asked that on the news today. And they said, what do you go after him for? For what? For telling people that he bought this? What did he do wrong? He said, I bought Amazon. I bought Dell. What's the difference? I bought GameStop. Buy it or not is up to you. Erica said 109% on QQQ, profitable practice trade still in. Very nice. Roaring Kitty, that's it. Stephanie said Roaring Kitty is his name. Yeah, I just didn't want to get into the name calling there, but Roaring Kitty is his handle. Yeah, lots and lots and lots and lots of shares. So, but check it out, guys. All right, so let's go take a look. Let's start off first with, let's start off first on Forex Factory. Right? For those of you that are not familiar with this, it's a free site. It gives you all of the economic reports that are coming up. You can use anybody you choose. This is just the one that I like, right? They tell me if it's a high, a medium, or a low impact. I only have it set for high and medium. I don't go after the low, and I don't have to go after the gray, which is basically, it's Tuesday. That's what gray is. So what? Okay? So what? Let's see. So we've got nothing happening today. Bond auction tomorrow. Not that big a deal. And then Wednesday, 8:30, that's the big ones, right? Oh, heck no, it's not, Bob. Come on. 2 and 2:30 tomorrow. That's the big ones. Okay. Fed will come out and announce rate cut or hike tomorrow at 2. At 2:30 is the press conference. So caution grasshopper. When the Fed is going to speak after this meeting, you may get a reaction from the initial news that comes out. We have decided to hold rates steady in the short term. And the market may continue to do whatever it's doing, tomorrow, go up, let's say. And then the Fed gets out of the news to the press conference, reads a statement, starts answering questions, and someone says, well, you never really addressed this, but what about this, 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 and this? And they go, oh, well, let me tell you about that. And the market comes crashing down. So be very careful if you're entering trades tomorrow. It's usually a good day to take the early part of the day off, scalp in the morning, get out, done. Hold through till 2:30 in the afternoon. Not my gig, right? Not for me. Yeah, did I say tomorrow? Sorry, Roman. Wednesday, exactly. Wednesday, right? Not my gig, not my thing. It's just not my jam, right? I'm not doing it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, as my friend Eric says. So you've got other reports this week, but nothing today, nothing really big tomorrow. But I always look for anything that comes out when the market is open. On Thursday, you've got a couple of reports, 12 and 1 p.m. You've got a 10 a.m. report on Friday, which is Fed report, right? Consumer sentiment. So big reports coming out. So we got to you got to be careful if you're going to be trading around reports coming out during market hours. All right. So let's go and take a look at the S&P 500. We'll start off there anyway. And let's talk about what the heck is going on. Let me go over to template number 2, where it got me some moving averages. Let's get rid of the orange bar. Okay, so you can see the entire fib for those that have not followed along. We had a really nice pullback in there and a good bounce. Okay. Now, I'm going to take you back to where we see from the bounce side, right? And this move up. I'm going to grab a pen. So we made this move up. We had a high. We got a little bit of a pullback, right? We made a higher high, and then we put in a lower low. We made a lower high and a lower low. A lower high, we pulled back, and then we bounced. We broke through the all-time high. Actually, Friday was the highest one so far. I don't have a line drawn on there yet. Right, but Friday was the all-time high. That's the highest high we broke through. Okay, I'll draw that today in power option plays, and we're sitting right now above there. So we have played over and over again on this 53, 35, 39 line. Right, we broke out. We broke out of it. We retested. We came back to it again on Friday, and then yet again today, right? So that line has proven to be very, very powerful. So why is that important? Well, could you start looking for trade setups on the S&P as the market pulls back to that level and starts looking to bounce? Yes, absolutely, right? But Rob, we've got this all-time high here, or that swing high. It is a swing high, right? And you could do that as a blue zone if you wanted to, but it's also not our highest swing high. We do have a higher one to put in there now as well, off of Friday's highest price. But right now, we're in an overall bullish bias. We're at a rank of 2. So we've got a very strong overall market happening. The pullback was minimal. People were, some, not all, some people were absolutely freaking out on this. This is going to be the big one. This pullback here is the big one. Well, wait a second. What happened to the pullback here? That was a bigger one. This was nothing. Okay. We had no break of the 55. We had multiple days down below the 55. Took a while to get back up below before we got a really nice bounce out of there. Right. So right now we're definitely keeping our eye on some of these key levels. To the upside, you've got this 54.10, we'll call it 54.10 level. So I'll pull this out a little bit, but I don't want to cover up the ABCs there. 54.10 is our next upside target. And then from there, we've got 54. 69, 54.70, right? And then there's this brown line. That's the 54.73 line. That is a critical fib line. That is the midpoint between 41.81 and 60 something, whatever it is, the 6,000 number on the fibs. This is the Fibonacci number sequence, right? If you take the first two numbers, 0 and 1, add them up, you get 1. Then you add the next two numbers. 1 and 1 is 2, right? 2 plus the next number 3 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. 8 and 13 is 21. 21 and 13 is 34. And you keep going there. That's where 41.81 came in. And then the next 6,000 number, whatever that is. If anybody knows it, drop it in, please. And then this brown line, this 54.73 is the midpoint. So there's a lot of resistance at that area right there. But Rob, are we actually going to make it up there? I don't know if it's happening now. What does the Fed say on Wednesday? That could be a big part of it. What happens there? What's happening in the election? What's happening in the Trump trial? Right? What's happening in Russia? What's happening in Israel? Did China start with Taiwan? I mean, there's so much for us to be concerned with right now that any one of the, you go to a circus, right? You get the people that spin the plates, right? And they got a bunch of plates spinning here, and they put the pole in someone's hands and say, hold it. And they run over on the stage and they spin them for somebody else, and they run over there and they say, well, if you don't keep going back and readjusting those plates and slapping them a little bit, it's all going to fall apart, right? And if you just stand there and watch, sooner or later, one of them is definitely going to fall. The first one of those is going to be the first to fall, right? Which one of these things will be the first to fall? And I'm not saying it's going to happen. Russia may resolve itself with Ukraine, Israel, the presidency, Asia, all of that may resolve itself where there's no problem, okay? Great and fine and good. But we still have to know that that's in the future. We don't know what's happening. So anything can prevent us from making it to those levels. Do I think we can get there? I do. I think there's enough strength in this market, barring some bad news. You get another attack somewhere, especially if U.S. lives are involved. Could that be a problem? Yes. Right? Is the U.S. going to wind up in a war in the Middle East because there are hostages, U.S. hostages being held? Maybe. Right? So there's all these things to be concerned with that could drive the market yay or nay, up or down. But do I think we can get up there? Yes. But the most important line, those two are good because they're really tight together. This 5,500 level, not just because it's a 5,500, an equal 100 number, but that is a 100% extension of the move from A to B, whatever that was. Say that was $100. And then you had this pullback, whatever it was, doesn't make a difference. And then from C, we extrapolate out where the same distance was from A to B. That's where the distance from C to D is. And that D is that 5,500 level. So I think we've got and it's the stacking method. If you guys were in the channeling class that I taught in Trading You, or, anywhere we've gone through some of those components there, that channeling option, which we go through in Monster Market Movers every month, but that channeling option, that stacking method that I use in there is exactly what we're doing here. Slightly different analysis technique because we're finding a stock that is channeling first. This is not channeling, but we're doing the stacking without the channel, which is what it was meant to be. My analysis or discovery of the stacking method had nothing to do with fibs at the time. It did, but it didn't. It had to do with this was 100% in the move. We're going to see the same 100% come, but not because I had a fib line drawn in there. Here I have a fib line drawn first and then the stacking method on top. Normally for a channeling option, I draw the channel first and then I stack above and below, 2 levels up, 2 levels down. So a 200% move up or up to a 200% move down from our normal channel. Nothing yet, Brenda, about NVIDIA. We didn't talk about it yet. Scott said, going to practice the Hakanashi chicken trade on the Fed announcement. Nice. There you go. I love that. Jennifer said, one analyst, sorry, can't remember the name, expects we will get S&P 5,500 by end of month. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I heard something about France today. Jennifer, I don't know the details behind it. I really wasn't paying attention to it, so I don't have all the details on it, but whatever it is, I mean, we can only worry about so much, and there's plenty of other things to be concerned with right now. So We'll see if it drives our market anyway. I mean, right now we're up 9 points on the S&P, right? I'd love to see us at least stretch up to another high or getting up at least close to it. We don't need new highs every day, but I really don't want to see too much retracement here. We had a nice pullback here. We had a run. We had a pullback here. We should have a similar run, right? That's in here. And if, well, let me see, there's a bunch in here. Okay, let me ask this. Okay. If I go ahead and show something that I don't normally do, are you okay if I do that, even though you might not fully understand everything in the why behind it? But is it, give me a 1 for yes or 2 for no? I mean, I'm not trying to make it where, ha, 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 you don't understand this, go buy something. That's not me. You all know that. Okay, good. Lots of participation there. I love it. So I'm going to go over to a template with no moving averages on it to make it just easier to see. Right? If we look at the distance of the move we had in here before the last pullback. So on this entire run right here, that's the run right there. Roughly $388 in jingle. Okay? What you can do is on the number part of that line on Omega charts, you probably could do it on the line. I don't. I just go over to the numbers. It's easier, right? Don't worry about how many bars it is. I don't care. If you double click on there, you're going to get a duplicate bar. And if I drag the chart down a little bit, and put that, and again, it doesn't matter if it's perfectly on the same point. I just want it on the same level. It doesn't have the exact point of that green line. Maybe better off to not be. Right? This is a 100% stack above there, which takes us up to right about $5,700. All right? So right now, I'm already thinking forward, saying, all right, I had an ABC pattern, and I'm not going to go through that one today because we've done that in the past. But I've had an ABC pattern in here. No, I want to see the green line. Okay. I had an ABC pattern in here that we went from A to B to C. Okay. And then we extrapolate out and we get 1, 2, 3 lines. Okay. And I already have that. The 5,500 is there. Okay. I don't remember who said it before. Maybe it was Jennifer, that an analyst had said about 5,500 by end of month. The real important question is, where'd they come up with the number? Right? We've not been there before. I guarantee they're not looking at fibs, not like I am here. No one is doing this analysis here that I'm doing. Nobody does it this way. Okay. So I'm already looking at, okay, to me, the 5,500 is a foregone conclusion. Yep, we're going to get there. I see it. But because of, my bad, I drew that in the wrong place. My bad. Okay. Because of this pullback coming off of that level right there, that's better. Trying to figure out why I didn't have a line intersecting them. From that low in there, what have we just done? A to B to C to D. And that takes us to the next freaking level. Do you guys see that this line, this 55, 98, 70 level was drawn back on March 21st? No idea about this pullback, no idea of this short pullback, nothing. So how the hell does it align itself? How is that possible? I don't get it. How is that even possible? Is it magic? Is it just because I drew it there? Is it, well, if you put a lot of lines on the chart, sooner or later something's going to happen? Maybe all of the above, right? It is a psychological level that traders are not really understanding the why, but they know there's something there. This pullback in here, this pullback is standard. Something like this. Here, I'll show it to you on something that's already happened. Watch. At this point, we're looking at the current fib we have right now. At this point, we do not have a place to draw the fib in there. We don't. All right? So we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. We start going forward. Okay, and we draw the fib. Okay. Now, make it nice and big. I want you to see something. At this point, right in here, we stopped. We hesitated right about here. We did it again on this candle. We retested here. We bounced. We came back down. We went back to here. We played here at the 100-point level, 5,000 level. We came again, and then we finally gapped away from it. Y'all know that that is the 50 percentile of this move. Well, why did we do that, though? We didn't. You couldn't tell me that was 50% because we didn't know where it was going to end. Exactly. Exactly. Actually, I'll be doing a Fibonacci, a full day plus. It's probably going to be, we're going to be doing it in short sessions, 2-hour sessions again, like I've done trading you in the past. We'll have multiple days. We'll do it 2 hours at a time, maybe some Saturdays as well, but we'll do 2 hours at a time. It's probably going to be about 12 hours is my estimate of training in there. And we're going to be doing something called forward Fibonacci. We're actually going to learn how to extrapolate forward where potential expected move is going to, right? Based on forward Fibonacci. So this line, all this pullback right in here happened near the 50 percentile, and we hadn't even put that level in yet. How does that happen? And if you think it's just because I picked this stock out, it ain't. Okay, so not on this one on Adobe. Well, let's actually bring this current. Let's get everything current. Let's get to a bigger picture. Okay, there we go. This we just blew right through it, right? Blew right through. Let's go to AMD. We failed off of here. We came down to the 50. 3 days we played at that 50 level before we dropped. 3 days. All right, Amazon. Gee, we gapped up, I don't know, right freaking to it. We pulled back to the 618, went back again, pulled to the 618, not, over and over and over again. Booking is not as compliant. Not really a pullback. We hesitate a little bit in there. Chipotle, not always as compliant. But yeah, we got right in there though. Right up to the 50, we got a fail. We gapped. Yes, all I'm looking for is, does it hesitate at the 50 right here? But we don't have the 0 yet for it to hesitate. I know that's the coolest part of it. Gee, we closed right. Actually, the wick hit it here, the high. We opened on this day and we closed on the day after, right at the 50. But it's not the 50 of anything yet. All right. So when we go back to S&P 500, folks, the extrapolation that I'm doing, the calculations, the math, the voodoo, whatever you want to call it, the crazy witchcraft, whatever you think it might be, all of that together gives me this negative 618 as our go-to. Let me see. Did I go too far here? Why are my lines hidden? I must have dragged them the wrong way. All right, let's go back here. Let's go back 4. 4. Okay, now I'll drag them out. All right. So was that helpful to see those levels up there and to kind of view into my mind's eye just a moment, just a small glint in there of this is what I'm looking for. And I'm already thinking about this when we haven't even hit the next level yet, because I need to go 12 steps ahead, right? I am going to PT right now for my knee. I've been going for a couple of weeks. And I told the PT, the tech last week, something that had just happened. And I said, okay, think on it. So when I come back, we'll talk about it. And that's me. That's me. That's because I do that. I don't make a snap decision of how should I do something differently? Should I start this business? Should I add this product? I need to think about it. and I'll be in the shower and something's popping in my head. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, roll over in bed, something pops in my head. I'll be sitting at my desk or driving, something pops in my head, right? I am constantly, once I've got a seed planted, I make sure to keep it up front all the time where there's some kind of thought going on in there every day. And I normally come up with a solution that becomes very advantageous to what I'm trying to accomplish, whatever it is in my life. All right. And this forward thinking or looking already of saying, all right, where next? But we haven't hit the high yet. We haven't even got to the 5,500 level. Yeah, but I need to know where it goes beyond that. Because I already need to start looking at this and start saying, okay, what happens if? And guys, here, watch. What if this were my fib right here? Boom, boom. Okay. We ran up, we pulled back just shy of the 50. We ran up again, we hit into the 50, we failed, and then we opened up before we took off. Right? I'm telling you, like I tell you, this is an amazing way of looking at the market to help. And it's not just the market. You can project the exact same way on stocks, the exact same way. That is why channels, Fibonacci channels, channeling options are some of my favorite methods to look at, to go through. Jennifer said, I'm glad you're showing us this. I've already extrapolated the new ABC pattern. Good. Erica said, I need to watch the replay. My coworker called. I had to walk away for 10 minutes. We still didn't talk about NVDA, so that's good. But let's see. Jennifer said, that's because you recently taught it again. Yep. Okay. Love that the forward fibs were up at the highs, and we need that lesson understanding. Yep. And we'll do that in the new training. Let me see. Jennifer, I think you had another comment before that as soon as I asked for the ones in there, so it kind of buried it. There's a lot of things going on. We don't have all the answers. Watch the charts is the best, I think. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. There's nothing better you can do than watching charts, right? My puppy. He's 14 and a half years old. He'll be 15 in October. So it's kind of coughing a little bit in there. So sorry about that if you're hearing him. Let me go over, but I got to keep the door open to make sure he's okay. Let me go over to the full chart. Don't need that right now. Okay. Let's save it, get rid of that orange bar. Okay. So the topic for today was trading NVIDIA after the split, 10 for 1. Wow. All right. A 10 for 1 stock split. So here's the thing. Okay. If we look, and is he in here? No. Okay. But I got a message from a friend of mine who's also a student of Wealth Builders last week. He said, hey, Rob, what are you doing on the NVIDIA split? You know, you've got the ex-dividend date coming up, so you got to do it by Friday, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And I sent him a message back. I don't know if I still have it. Let me see if I still have it here. I'll read you exactly what I said to him. The only bad thing is that was like a week of messages ago, which may make it hard. Nope, not doing it that way. There we go. I am waiting for the split. Right? They will have 25 billion shares after the split, and this may cause a sell-off. This would be the topic in our Power Hour class on Monday. So if you look, if I go over and look at the shares. No, let's do this. Outstanding shares of NVIDIA. Right? Now, this was as of June of 2024. This was Friday's number. Okay, 2,468,000,000. right? Well, they now did a 10-for-1 stock split. That puts them at 25 billion shares. What happens if we look at Apple? $15 billion. Whoa. Whoa. Wait a second. Okay. How about Google? $12 billion. So wait a second. Does anybody remember what happened to Apple after their last stock split? What happened to Apple's price pattern after they did that split? What happened to Google and Amazon after they did their splits? Even Tesla. Yeah, there you go. One word, all capitals. Roman, dead. Right? Dead. The movement has become horrible. So, one of the things in power option plays that the stocks that we've chosen over the years, one of the things I always touted was our goal is $100,000 a month, right? Non-funded trades, $100,000 a month is our goal of profit, 1.2 million for the year. This year we're at 400 and I want to say 65,000. I don't remember the exact number from last week. 465 or $85,000. So we're off. We should be at over $500,000 already at the end of May. So we're off a little bit. And I don't expect we're even going to get to 1 million this year. If we do, we have some great months. That'd be fantastic. We're coming up into the summer, which many times are horrible months, right? And not to the point that it's a very costly month, but to the point that you're not making a whole lot there. Less trades, right? So when we look at the companies that we've had in there, Amazon at $3,000, Apple at $1,000, right? Tesla at $1,000, Google. I mean, these were just crazy companies, right? And those higher price companies are gone. And then going and focusing on better trading companies, less of the bookings and Chipotle's, which are the very high risk, very sexy, crazy people trade this one, right? And going after more of the Costco's of the world and so forth, where they're more of a stable company, big company still, but more of a stable company. Again, trying to find those particular price patterns in there. So the very first problem we're running into is the number of shares outstanding is now become astronomical on an NVDA because of that 10-for-1 stock split. So now what I want to do is I want to go back and I want to look at Amazon. And this goes back to my comment, my point of question with my buddy Steve. So we're looking at 22. We're looking for the letter S down on the bottom here. So, okay, that's what I want to find. There we go. See the S? I hover over that, and it says a 20-for-1 stock split on 6/6. If I hit the letter U on Omega charts, it will unsplit back to the original prices, because if we look at TradeStation right now, NVIDIA was a $1,200 stock last week. Now it's $122 stock. And if we look at the daily chart, it's like it never got higher than that. Like we're at near all-time highs right now, because what they do is after a split, for the purpose of technical analysis, they split everything going back historically to the starting date of, and first trade of ever on NVIDIA. They split it all back and make the adjustments as if it's one smooth pattern. Because if you have it closed here and it opened here, moving averages, Bollinger Bands, everything is way off, way off. Longer term moving averages, 55 or 50 and 200 to 233, they are whack for a very, very long time if you don't make these adjustments. So you adjust the entire pattern based on that, okay? Well, if we go back here now, and I'm going to kind of pull this back, and I know I get it, it's a little bit hard to see it. And I'm going to hit the letter U again. And I'm going to get whatever the first bar on the screen I can until it gets down to flat, which should be another bar or two, right? I don't think we have that many in there. Oh, no, that's because I did on split. That's why. I'm like, why is it going that far? All right, so watch. So now you're just getting this flat line, right? Ah, I know what it is. You can't do this on a template. You can't do this on a template that has moving averages or any indicators on the top. If you do, all of those are splitting as well. Okay. So if I hit U for unsplit, you can see where it happened. I'm going to get the previous, before it's split, I'm going to get that off of the screen. And when I do, now you can see what the price movement was on Amazon after the split. So they dropped down, they did a 20 for 1. They did a 20 for 1 split, right, on Amazon there. And Amazon opened up and dropped. It ran up higher, it dropped. It made it all the way down near $80 a share. And I was getting messages from students that said, "You happy you bought Amazon?" Because I did. And I was very vocal about it, saying, I bought shares of Amazon, right? I did not, but the way that I did it was I anticipated, because I've been doing this for a long time, that you're going to see a pullback, right? And if you get the pullback, okay, we've got two choices, right? It's going to pull back or it's going to take off. It could go flat, but you're going to normally you'll see one of those two happen from a split. If it takes off and I haven't bought any underwater, I missed an opportunity, right? If I buy some and it falls down, that's okay. I'm all right with that. I'm in the trade early. I get that. And at key levels, as the market bounced, some of you heard me say somewhere between 3 and 5 entries is what I was looking to make on these stocks to get me to a full position. In other words, if you're sitting here today saying, should I buy NVIDIA? I want to buy the stock. I think it's long-term. Should I buy NVIDIA? The answer is maybe, but keep something in mind. If you say, yes, I want to buy it today, go for it. You might want to consider, maybe you don't buy all of it right now. Maybe you break it up into allotments. Oh, Rob, I only want to buy 40 shares. Great. So maybe you break it up into 10 share increments, 15 share increments, 20 share, whatever the number is, 10, 10, and 20, whatever your numbers are, however it works out. But by doing so, yes, I got in at 125, but I didn't get in at 80. I got in higher than that, but probably closer to 95 or so was my next time in, right? Well, I did get one other on the way down. And right now, we still own Amazon. We still own Google. We did the same thing on both of them, right? Because if you look at Google, you can see the split already, right? From the letter U. Okay. All right, let's go one more day. Okay. So we gapped, we went up a little bit, we failed, we ran up, and then so we opened up about 118, we dropped down to about 85, we ran up, we dropped down, we ran up, we dropped down, and then finally we started to get some legs in there. Okay. So, and you could excuse me, you could find stock after stock after stock after stock that does these types of things. So it all depends. The push that happened right at the very end, a lot of it comes down to the push that happened right at the very end on the stock before it did its split. So NVIDIA, this is an unsplit chart, meaning this is what the price was. It's not adjusted. And actually, Omega charts will not adjust until the market is closed today. But I mean, we had the split announcement. Their earnings came out, split announcement. And I mean, look at it from their earnings. They went from 925 up to 1225. 1240 was their high, right? Ish. So that's a $300 move. We already had a lot of that move baked in. Traders are jumping on, anticipating that run going forward. But overall, we had a nice move on NVIDIA, right? So now you look at today, and you look at it right now, and it's just kind of this flattish, little bit of a bounce candle in there. And then we go over and look at a 5-minute chart of NVIDIA. Right, I'm going to back it up until the screen gets wacky. All right, there you go. See, now everything on the bottom is just flat. Right? So we opened up. We a little pop, dropped. Great run. Great run, and then lunchtime came in. We're sideways. So was there an opportunity at $117? Well, I don't know. Let's look historically. Oh, wait a second. We don't have anything historically, at least not on Omega chart yet. Do we have anything on TradeStation? Well, remember, we were at all-time highs. TradeStation's already adjusted price. Okay? They went back historically. They've adjusted already. So now what? we opened up right near this 118.22 level. This wick, next candle came right down to it. This one went through it a little bit. Today we came down to it and we bounced. We opened up, ran down, and we bounced. So if we take this over to a 5-minute chart, I've hit this letter C probably 4 times on NVIDIA. They keep having to make corrections on the numbers because of the split. So if you see that C in there, just do it for all charts. Don't just do it for the one, do it for all. So we pulled down and we got a close right there, a wick stretch down. We came back up on the close. We opened, we dropped right in here. If you're going on the 5-minute candle, maybe not an entry on the 5-minute candle, right? So now let's go back and look at the 1-minute candle. Same thing, 1-minute candle. This time at 9:49, we closed right near it. We bounced. Did we get enough of a bounce? My bounce, this number right here is 118.25. My bounce would need to be 50 cents is where I would have my entry set to get into that trade, 50 cents above. Where did we get to a high? So that would put it at 118.75. Okay, I got up to 118.65 on this candle. No bounce, no trade, no entry. We watch, it drops, it drops, it drops. We closed back there again. Now the question is, can we get a bounce that gets us above 118.75? Close enough, 118.77. Right? So what do we have right here on this candle? We have a high of 118.79. You're in. You're in. And if you missed out on this opportunity, it came back again at 10:15 in the morning and bounced and gave you the exact same process, the same opportunity today, right? So that takes you in about 118.25. Now we go back and look at a 5-minute. Remember, this 4-pack, everything you're looking at here, yes, there's 5 charts. The upper right corner is the S&P. This 4-pack, 1 minute, 5-minute, 30-minute daily. Okay? So I'm using the daily to make my overall analysis. I'm using the 5 to make my intraday entry decisions. I'm using the 1 to kind of tweak the entry, just that little bit of finesse, right? Just that little bit of finesse. And then the 30 to confirm that everything is the same on the daily, the 30 and the 5, everything is moving in the same direction, bullish. Okay? And now you're looking at 118 today and a quarter, and now we're at 122.75 on the price of NVIDIA. So if you're looking to buy NVIDIA right now for the long term, and this is where I would heed the warning, you've got to make a decision. And it's your money. You're going to decide. No one's going to tell you. You decide, right? Are you just going to take your 5 grand, your 50 grand, whatever it is, and buy NVIDIA today for the long haul? You might, okay? Or you're going to scale in. I like that one better. There are goods and bads to both. If we drop back down and you bought everything, if you took your shot and you just, every bullet you had, you shot already, you can't buy any more now. You're done, right? You've hit a limit of either money or risk you want to take on. If you held back on some and you scaled in, right, and now it goes down, you got a chance to buy a little bit of a cheaper price. But if it goes up, you missed out on it. You may not get in again. You may just be stuck with the 10 shares, 1,000 shares, whatever you chose to buy on the first allotment. And I'm not telling you one is right, one is wrong. I'm telling you that's the opportunity. You now have to make that decision. How do you take advantage of that opportunity? How do you capitalize for you on that opportunity? But you've got choices. You need to look at this in a fashion of the choices. What are your choices? When I'm looking at position of the chair, position number 1, way back here, can't do anything, no trading. Hand behind heads, no one near keyboard, I'm good to go. Position 2, I'm straight up in the air. I'm focused, hyper-focused, but I'm not, no hands on keyboard. Number 3, I'll lean into it. I'm on the edge of the seat, hands are on keyboard, and I'm typing away, and I'm ready to place a trade, right? Those are conscious choices. This is a conscious choice, right? NVIDIA is probably one of the top stocks. I do personally plan to add it to my portfolio, right? Without a doubt. Am I buying it yet today? I'm not sure yet. I want to watch the rest of the day and see what happens. But I do plan personally, I just don't know when yet. And I'm not going to tell you until after I'm done. I'm not going to tell you until after I've entered it. Right? I'm not trying to tell anybody you should buy NVIDIA. I feel it fits my risk profile. You may look at it and go, hell no, it doesn't fit my risk profile. Right? What definitely fits most people's risk profile now is I want to buy an option on NVIDIA. I'm going to find that 65 delta. It's the 120.5. It's got a price of 410 by 420. 65 delta, 1,300 volume, 40,000 open interest. Sucker's got some serious open interest on it for a stock that has just been trading at $1,200, right? I've got and even more importantly, we would pay $415 for it, right? Its fair value is $422. That's the fair value between those red boxes, $422, right? Boom. Theoretically, it should be trading for more money than it's trading for right now. Even if you paid full price at the ask, you're still getting it for a discount of 2 cents. Now, keep in mind, they're not letting these trade at nickels yet. They're all trading at this rate. These higher ones are all trading at, pennies. They're all trading at nickels and dimes. Not until we get down here below the 122.5 do we start to see pennies. NVIDIA's in volume today, for today is 196 million, Roman said. Good point, Roman. So if we go and look at NVIDIA, let's go over to the daily chart. Oh, that was it. Well, let's get a crosshair. We are average 50 million. And right now we're at 187 million. It's AI, baby. I'm telling you right now, it is AI. Everything that we do as a business, that Wealth Builders is doing, the new business we're building on AI for the stock market, everything we do has a both stock market for Wealth Builders HQ and a new AI business that I am building. They are AI based, right? You have I can't remember the name of the curve, but you have it's a bell curve, but you have a bell curve that kind of looks like too thin. Let me go here. You have a bell curve that looks like this. Let me make that thicker. A little bit more. Okay. Okay. And you've got the inside investors that happen here. That's about 3% or so of people in the world, whatever, are at that level. Then there's a small space in there, the chasm it's called. And that chasm is the amount of time before others start to jump in. And then that next one is 13.5% of all people that will focus on that technology. Okay. And then the chasm is the biggest between 13.5%, whatever the next percentage is, I don't remember it. But that 13.5%, that's what we are right now. And we're not anywhere near that, by the way. They estimate less than 3% of businesses are even using AI at all, yet alone how much they should be using it for. Okay. There are large organizations, big publicly traded companies, CEOs, IT guys that are coming out and say, if you do not have a dedicated, committed AI person in your business, you're done for. We have a dedicated, committed AI person in our business. That's all she does. Everybody I interview now is all asked the question, what is your experience in AI? Right? I fully expect one day we're going to hire an 18-year-old kid for $250,000 a year. Fully expect it. Right? Because of what they know on AI, not because of what they got in school. School is just a matter of, can you follow rules for 4 years, show up, and get, a decent grade. That's really what it comes down to. That's what college is to me. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm glad my doctor has college. There you go. Trip said it's the technology adoption curve. Let me take that. Let's see. Technology adoption curve is what it's called, right? So, and there's a lot of them out there. That's it, right? There's the biggest chasm inside of there, okay? Early adapters, innovators, Elon Musk, okay? Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, innovators, okay? And there's a chasm at every one of these, by the way. Just the biggest one comes in on early adapters, right? Right now, a lot of people are jumping on to the AI technology side, but the problem is most of the people jumping onto it are marketing companies. They're not businesses. It's not the end user. It's the company that is trying to sell their services using AI. They're the ones that are jumping on. Smart, because they don't have 6 months. If they do not get this down, you're done. They will not make it. They won't make it. Most companies lag innovation and jumping on the next big bandwagon. Why? They don't see it, or they don't have the deep pockets to invest the capital and get it started. ChatGPT is free. You can go and use Bing has a free one for images. You can create. You're not supposed to use them for business, but they have a free image creator. ChatGPT has DALL-E 3. Okay, there's a lot of tools out there for free. The pay comes into where you start bringing on and adding staff and so forth. And I get that. It is not a cheap proposition to do, especially if you hire someone that has any kind of experience in this at all. Right? And yes, there are people that have been doing AI for years. It's just that ChatGPT has brought it to the masses. We've gone over that first hump of innovators and now into the early adapters. Okay? So when you're looking at making your decision and on trades and on an NVDA as an example, you've got to think about what people are actually looking at. What's the consideration? What's happening in the market? What, as far as the stock price goes and so forth. Look back historically at what other companies have done, the Apples, the Amazons, and so forth. This is not the days of Dell, right? This is not the years ago of Dell when they split every couple of 6, 9, 12 months, right? If you work for Dell, if you were hired for Dell and you were the first employee, and you held the lowest paying position in the company, after Dell had split multiple times, do you know what they called you? Yeah, right, sir. Exactly. Right. A Dellionaire. A Dellionaire. You got it, Will. Good. A Dellionaire. All right. You were wealthy beyond your wildest dreams, making $12 an hour or whatever it was. Right. An assistant to an assistant. I mean, it's just, that's how much that company made on split after split. Microsoft split after split after split after split until they got so big that they're now a large blue chip company. More splits, probably not going to happen for them. Is NVIDIA going to split again? I don't think so. But hey, anything is possible. It's a brave new world with AI now, right? Y'all got about 4 years before your jobs are taken away from AI, right? So it's like, no, I need 8 more years before I retire. Yes. Are some jobs going to go away because of AI? Without a doubt. Are there other jobs going to be created because of AI? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yes. Yes. Higher paying jobs, many of them. Yeah, no, I got it, Trip. Cool. All right. So was this helpful, this conversation on NVIDIA? You can give me a 1 for yes, 2 for no. If it wasn't, I'd like to know, because nothing worse than me wasting my time. I'm doing something that doesn't help you. So you've got some decisions to make. Do you trade it? Without a doubt, freaking trade it. There's nothing wrong with trading it. Find a pattern, find supports and resistances, draw new Fibonacci levels, get all that stuff done, right? Do all of that over. I can't do any of that yet on NVIDIA on Omega charts until we get a close, and I won't have that when I do Pop tonight. So I won't have a new number yet on Pop. I'll have to go off of a trade station tonight, and I'll probably be drawing fibs off of here to figure out what my fibs are going to look like as far as where I want to draw them. Okay. And then once I have that, now I can do my analysis and say, okay, what's my next step going to be? And then the tradability part becomes real easy, right? Today we came, in the daily chart, we came down 4 different days, including today, right to that level. And we've got a confluence of the 8 moving average right there on today's number. Ding, 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 ding. It's a home run. It's an absolutely home run. As long as the intraday chart set up, which I showed you where it did. Right? You got an option that was trading for $1.25, $1.50, went up to $4 and change. Right? Just such great opportunity. Jennifer said, I don't see a lot of stock splits. Good discussion. I went from 30 shares to 300 shares. I'm happy today. Yeah. So Jennifer had 30 shares. Now she has 300, 10 to 1, right? Wonderful. Brenda said you could buy $5 worth of NVDA at Schwab. Really? Yeah, exactly, Roman. There you go. Trader Will said, could you do covered calls? Probably. But because of price, it's a little higher than the range that I like, but could you do a diagonal spread on it? You know, if we went right now and looked, and I know you're over a little bit, guys, but if you bear with me a moment, I'll share this and I'm going to jet because I got another appointment to get to. Can't do that yet. Nope, wrong one. So I need to see more positions there. Okay, good. Okay. So I am looking, if I'm bullish, if I take a bullish stance on NVIDIA and I'm looking at an option that expires this week, and I'm going to look for a strike price somewhere down below a support. And let's say that support was at 118 and a jingle. So let's say I go down to the 117s. And then you've got 116 and a half. There's not much in there. There's only 8 cents. 6, 2 is 8. There's only 8 cents in there. So there's not a whole lot of 9 cents. There's not a whole lot of money inside of that position, right? But you're only, well, okay, not a whole lot. You're 50 cents and you're getting 9 cents. If you go 117 to 116, you're talking about 51 to 68. That is 17% rate of return on the 116, 117s on a bull put spread, which doesn't stink for 5 days. All right, not at all. Yeah, with slices, Brenda said, is the thing with Schwab. You can do it with slices for partials on the shares. Yeah, they used to call those. You could do that with DRIPs, dividend reinvestment programs, where you would reinvest the dividend and you would buy $4.82 back of that stock again with the dividend, which I think is a brilliant strategy. I don't really need the $4.82. Buy me more shares. I'll never know the difference. I'll never see it. I'll never think about it. It just happens. Right? Excellent. All right. So, folks, we dropped a bunch of links in there, particularly the one for Tony's class. Go ahead, Andrew, and drop that back in if you would again, please. Go ahead and click on those links, folks. Get yourself registered for the class. I'm going to jet out of here for now. We'll leave the room open for a couple of minutes that you can grab all those links. But have a great rest of your day, and I will see all of you at our next one, our next update. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye for now.